Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So this is a small clip that's going viral for Southern University's homecoming. So these are college age young women. And the video clip is basically what you see before you. I'm going to play it real quick. No sound. We don't need sound. This is how they are walking up into their homecoming. The self-sexual objectification that Black women encourage younger Black women to engage in is one of the most deplorable, depraved things that I have seen. Black women love to be perverted, nasty. They're exhibitionists. To show up in public with their private parts showing. These women here have literally their booty, literally their whole derriere is out for the world to see. And not even can't even walk properly, waddling around. And this isn't even about them being out of shape. Whether these girls is out of shape the way that they are, or if they had the best body you could possibly imagine, the problem is the clothing. And more than the clothing is the mindset that you have to be in to be able to be comfortably walking outside in broad daylight, and you don't want nobody to call you a whore. This is literally what they wear on the strip. When prostitutes are walking the streets, they literally wear stuff like this. The fact that this isn't an offense to be arrested for in terms of indecent exposure is ridiculous, because a man would not be able to walk around with his butt or his private parts or other genitalia out for the world to see. This is like that other chick that was a sex worker or OnlyFans or whatever, and she was walking through the mall where children are, because on the video clip, it was a little girl walking with them. So my thing is, this whole idea of sexual liberation, we don't want the men to sexually objectify us, but we don't mind being objectified as long as we do it ourselves, is such a demonic thought and process, because of, if you keep following it down its path, it leads to not only what you do with yourself, but how you present to others, the level of perversion. Because if men were walking around like this in plain view of everybody attending an event that children may be, a part of or in attendance, public spaces, any public space, because children are not restricted just in the world. You know what I'm saying? You could find children anywhere. You don't have to find kids just at kids specific places. There are children in the supermarkets. There are children in the stores. There's children in the parking lots. There's children, you know what I'm saying? So you're walking around in plain view of pre-pubescent, pre-adolescent children who are looking at your entire butt, your naked butt. Walk down the street with your head held high like there's nothing going on. And nobody's offended. Nobody to even walk out of your dorm room or your home or wherever you came from, to even walk out of any private domicile into the public view with nothing on. Now, these are the same girls that they wouldn't want you to bust in on them in a panty and bra. Like that would be some type of travesty. But she's outside with her actual naked butt showing. Like, make it make sense. Y'all are perverts. Women of today with this horror mindset, y'all are the perverts. Y'all are the sexual predators. Y'all are. Y'all are the exhibitionists. You know, y'all are. Y'all want people to see everything. Y'all like get off on it. And then if somebody calls you to task, you'll talk about how much of an adult you are and you do what you want to do. And this is your body and you should have the choice to wear clothes, but not if you're offensive. Who told these chicks that that's what they were supposed to do? Because if you had 4 or 5 men show up, young men show up with with they Johnsons out, best believe other men would not allow. No, sir. No, sir. You cannot. You cannot at all. Like not even a little bit. But girls getting away with being perverts. Getting away with it like it's supposed to be normal, like normalizing the perversion, normalizing just coming outside naked, and nobody's supposed to look and nobody's supposed to check. You got these other chicks walking right next to them not saying nothing. So nobody was like, hey girl, for real? You ain't got no friends? You ain't got no mom? So where's the parents? Like, even though you're technically over 18, still, I would never show up nowhere with all of my goodies hanging out and my dad could see it, or my mom could see it, or my older brothers could see it, or like, no, not even a little. They don't mind walking the streets and will have a whole conniption fit if someone were to like make them turn around. You can't come here like this. I mean, I didn't hear anything about them not being allowed into the venue or wherever they were headed. But I definitely would have been one of the ones. No. Because in school, we had dress code. Like, you couldn't even come into the school like with your midriff showing. Like, you couldn't do it. Where you think you headed to? You got to go back home or find something to put on. Because you can't walk these halls. You cannot walk these school halls looking like that. That is inappropriate. And it's a distraction as well. Your mama let you out the house with that? You want me to call your mama? Maybe we should call your mom to see if she approved that outfit. This is the result of not having men in the communities, in the homes, to instill this kind of stuff into the young girls so that if she has modesty instilled in her when she's young, she'll do it when she's older. Let me speak a little piece on modesty. And this is the problem when you have women in charge of things, because women are naturally chaotic. Women are naturally chaotic, all, myself included, naturally chaotic. We naturally don't apply order. We naturally don't do that. And so when things are chaotic and allowed to just do whatever, then you get unruliness. It's the chaos, like I've said many times, is not the opposite of peace, it's the opposite of order. So think of Mother Nature. Think of trees and grass and plants and stuff. If you have a lawn, you got to cut the lawn. You got to mow your lawn in order to keep your lawn looking good. And ain't no such thing as you only mowed it once and you don't have to come back and mow it again, i.e., you put order to it once, and so it should stay in order. You shouldn't have to put it in order again. Women are the grass. Naturally, the grass will grow. Nothing wrong with the grass growing, but it can't be allowed to grow unchecked, because if the grass grows unchecked, it becomes unsightly. It starts to spawn different things, undesirable things. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you have too many bugs in your lawn now, or it's just an unruly sight. Lots of weeds start cropping up. Things of that nature is just untended. It's untended. Women are the lawn. Women are the lawn. We are the grass. We fall out of order for the same reason that grass grows, because that's just what we do. And I know that this may be difficult for women to hear. This might be an undesirable thing for men to hear, because they don't want to have to put order to women. They want to be able to put order to women one time and it be set. And it's not like that. For the exact same reason that you mow your lawn on a schedule, because it's gonna be unchecked and you can't let it be like that. If you don't want the grass to grow, you can't have grass, period. Because no such thing as putting grass in your lawn and then you don't ever want it to get unchecked. Women are grass. That's why it's Mother Nature, not Father Nature. Father is time. That's order. Mother Nature is just nature. It has an order of its own, but it's chaotic mostly. It's just gonna do what it does. Trees are just gonna grow the way they grow. Plants are just gonna grow the way they grow. A vine is just gonna grow up a pole just because it's there and it's a vine. That's what vines do. Doesn't matter if it's inconvenient for other people. It was a vine. There was something for the vine to crawl up, and that's what it did. You don't want it to do that. You got to constantly see to the vine and make sure it don't do that. Similarly, women have to always be brought into order. You can do it once. You're going to have to come back around and do it again. Maybe for the same thing, maybe not, but you're always going to have to add order. The removal of men from the households, from the communities, from the families, and the removal of them, or the undermining of their authority and their ability to add order to things, gives rise to this. Because young girls are born with a sense of modesty. We are born with a sense of modesty. That is innate. Innately, we want to hide things. Once we get old enough to realize that we have private parts and stuff that we don't want people to see, we become self-aware to that degree. We start wanting to cover it. Without the guidance and the leadership and the order of men, other women who have long been out of order will steadily strip the modesty out of a young girl by doing immodest things around her and encouraging her to be immodest. Hence, little girls that they mama twerk around them and now they twerk. They mama wear all kind of crazy makeup in it, so they let their little girls do it real early. Moms that wear all kind of tight clothes, and then they got their little girls in little tight clothes and little bitty skirts and little bitty things that are inappropriate, things that teach the little girl not to have the modesty that she actually has, to get her out of it. Fathers in the home reinforce the natural modesty that little girls have. He reinforces it. He doesn't tell her to uncover, he tells her to cover. Even if we're not talking about like Muslim covering and stuff, we just talking about normal, appropriate clothing. So a father does not want to see, as a little girl, he starts making sure that that doesn't happen to the best of his ability. You're not going to be wearing these little bitty mini skirts. You're not going to be wearing these super duper tight clothes. You're not going to be wearing these super provocative outfits. He doesn't even want to see his grown daughters doing it. Because grown or not, it's even worse when you're grown, because the men still perceive you a certain kind of way. And he know that by being a man. And so he doesn't want his daughter at any age to be objectified by men based on how she's presenting herself to the world. When you remove that kind of order and you replace it with the chaos of women that have been out of order for generations now, this is what you end up with. You end up with chicks coming out feeling comfortable, walking outside with her private parts on display, and nobody, and she's not looking for nobody to tell her that she can't do that. She would be offended and outraged to be denied entry to a place because she's indecently dressed. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.